Okay, balance replacement in a Lindsay window. It's pretty easy. We have two main style balances. You got the constant force balance and the block and tackle balance. And each window will run a different balance, depends on the model you have. They're both about equally in quality. To figure out which balance you have, you're going to want to tip your window open and you'll pop it out. Set that down for now. And then there's a balance tube cover on here. That'll just pop right out like so, and that'll show you your balance. This window has a block and tackle balance. To remove and replace the block and tackle balance, you want to take this little foam block out of here. And then you can unhook the balance. Let that back up. Now remember, there's tension on this stuff, especially when they're not broke. Okay, to remove and replace that, you take this little screw out of the top up here, and that'll let that balance free, and that balance will just pop out of there, like so. And then they all have a number on them to replace. They'll be like 17B, they'll be 15As. They go every 2 inches in the A through E or I. To put a new one in, you just snap it back in. And they're always a little tough to get in there. Push it up to the top. Put your little screw back in. Okay. Then we'll hook the balance back up to the shoe. And then you more than likely destroy these foam blocks, so I was putting new ones in anyways. They just hook around that cord, slide into the pocket of the window. It's just an air stop block. The balance cover goes in like this. It just snaps in. Like so. I didn't get all of it. There we go. I'm going to put the sash back in. Get it nice and level. Tip it back in. And that would be balance replacement on the block and tackle. The shoe on that window and this balance get put in and taken out the same way with a heat gun. If we open this window, we'll tilt this in. We'll remove this sash. Okay, this gets a little trickier. Now we're going to want to take the screen out right away. Set that aside. To replace this balance, you're going to need a heat gun. We'll take the little foam block out. This balance, to replace it, you're going to have to release it. And watch out, there's tension on it. Bring it up to the little peg. And we'll take the screw out of here. And now we'll need a heat gun. We're going to make sure that's free in there. And we're going to heat an area of this window to free that balance up. This is kind of a little slower process. We got to get it pretty warm. It should get almost to the point of like silly putty or Play-Doh. We'll slide that down to our heated area. Slide a putty knife in behind it. We'll just pop that right out of the window. Okay, now you're gonna have to get the other balance ready. You put this clip in it, snap it on there like so. Now you have to warm this window back up a little bit. Make sure you always have that metal piece on the balance before you put it in the window. You will not be able to get it together later. Get this back to where it's really soft. And just set your balance in there, open the window up, tip your balance into there. The tricky part, you gotta kind of force it flat. Make sure the coil always is to the back. Okay, push that out of your way. See how we really destroyed our window there? That's terrible, never do that. No. You gotta heat it back up. And it will actually reform itself here. Once it gets up to temp again, see it moving back already. The trick to this whole process is always keep the heat gun moving. Never stop it in one position. As we're gonna get it pretty warm this time. Get that all back to where it needs to be. There, that's looking pretty flat. I usually take a putty knife or something, run across it a few times just to help it cool nice and flat. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we slide that up to where it was originally. There'll be a hole, put the screw back in the hole. Okay, now we come to the part where we have to wait. About 5 minutes, so we'll take a little break here till it cools off and we'll move on from there. And we're back. And our window's cooled off to the touch now. They're a little hot at first and you can't set your balances unless they're cooled off. Now we'll put a screwdriver in here, we'll pull this balance down. We want to go down about, 3 inches below the other one, and we'll turn it 90 degrees so it's open to the top. That'll lock it in place. Then we'll put the foam block back in, the air stop. Then we'll put the balance tube cover back in. That'll cover everything up like it was originally. And let's grab the screen. The screen will pop right back in. And the other sash. Set it into that balance. Slide down until it fits into that other balance. Now let's level it. Wiggle it up and down a couple times so it's in the cams good. And that'll be your balance replacement. Okay, the shoe on this window is the same as the balance on that window. If you end up replacing it, then not a lot of them break, but once in a while, you tilt it in, pop this out. And once you unhook the balance, the shoe, either the old or the new style, both will be heated out and heated back in the same way. And you can put your sash back in. And that'll complete balance replacement in Lindsay window.